Automatic. Light. Dark. Plastic Clothespins on a clothesline. Laundry pack down to a clothesline. A Clothespin, US English, or clothes peg, UK English, also spelled clothespin is a fastener used to hang up clothes for drying, usually on a clothesline. Clothespins come in many different designs. Design. Handmade one-piece wooden clothespins. A one-piece, mass-produced wooden clothespin, also known as a dolly peg.
Hi there. Welcome to this video. I'll be introducing how to work with clothes pegs or pins or clips, as I'd prefer to call them, because it's less of a mouthful. And yeah, I've got this strange structure here in front of me. It all sticks together, and in it you'll have different kinds of clips attached to each other in the way I feel like that's the basic structure, the basic component, the basis for creating larger structures, as the ones I'll be showing you on the screen right now. Yeah, let's get you maybe interested in that. Yeah, and let's get into it. Let's get started with explanations. So, let's take this apart a bit. The ones I use, the clips that I prefer to use, are these ones. And I'm not sure if the focus will be helpful. Yes, it works. And they're pretty standard here in Germany where I live. And I'm not sure if, I believe in the US there are different pegs people prefer. But that's an interesting statement. Anyway, going back to that. Yeah, and I just prefer them basically, I have to say, because they can be bought in bulk. They're pretty cheap. I was not too happy to find out for this video that they come from China, and that I would be pleased to buy locally, but I haven't really found any supplier where that makes sense financially for me at the moment. But yeah, you can buy them in bulk, and the quality is okay. You'll find a few bad apples in there where it's like, I don't know if I have an example here. It's there's a crack in the wood, or it's really, there's some, I don't know, shavings from how they've been made, and it's not very accurate how they work with the wood. But generally, you can really work with them well. They have to get good size for that. I'll go into the size issues. And they fit together well in the way that I like to combine them. I have an example here. These are the same kind of clip as the ones I showed before, but I put some color on them, and I put them together like that. So one piece, one of the levers goes behind the spring here, the metal spring, and on the other side too, so they lock together like that, and they're pretty fixed, like the spring, the force of the spring keeps them together. So you have this as a basic structure, and then, as I showed at the beginning, you can put them together like that, and then they fit together in a structure like that. I mean, this is, I don't know, colorful, but it doesn't look too impressive maybe, but I just had some fun playing around with all these different shapes and so on. And as you can see, like they naturally, if you put the small ones and the bigger ones together, they form, they go into a circle shape or a star shape, if you like. So it's always interesting to do that. And I wasn't also aware that you can combine the plastic ones here with the wooden ones, that it works, and basically you can combine them all, and definitely some options to have some fun with that, and maybe do that at some point. I don't know, does it focus right here? Anyway, it's visible enough, I guess. Yeah, so I use these, and the reason why I don't use these, for example, which have like these wooden pieces, the lever pieces, but there's a size difference. Also, like the maybe half a centimeter bigger here. These ones, the wood is it doesn't have this the small hole here, and it is more like classically wedge shaped all the way through. Like not obviously not all the way, but so it's kind of I don't know, maybe more aesthetically pleasing. I mean, it's a question of taste, and it has this this spring, which has this kind of a spiral shape. And so there's lots to like about them, but I haven't seen them for sale anywhere, so I stick with them that I get in bulk. And the other ones, maybe you can use them for smaller projects, like where you just use a few clips. But yeah, let's put them aside. And then there are the ones which will probably also be available easily and cheaply. I got them in the store. The other ones I had to order in bulk because the store where I got them, they didn't have enough of them. But these ones I got in a in a Euro store or something. And they were pretty cheap and plentiful. So I started working with them, but it turns out there's just a lot of work involved to make them work in the way I indicated, because they lock together instead of just sliding past the wire spring easily, because that how the wood is shaped here. I don't know if you can see that well, but it is just not easy to get this across there. Force doesn't really help. You need some. I inserted some piece of metal there, thin sheet of metal on each side, and then you'll be able to slit them past that, and then you can lock them together. But that's a lot of work. It was pretty, tiring and not too much fun. Although these, in general, I like the shape of them. There you saw that those plastic ones, they have their issues. I haven't really worked with them, also because I don't have much of them, and I like to work with wood, but they just came apart. So that's an issue if you want to create permanent structures with them. Anyway, these I like the general shape of them. I find them quite interesting compared to this, which is kind of more, I don't know, harmonic if you want, from the shape. And these are pretty elongated, and they have this kind of the pointy levers, and the part here at the end is pretty long, which is not that common. I mean, even the plastic ones, they have pretty short front part, like the teeth here. So I definitely would work with them some more in the future, because I bought a lot of them. I made something from them, which I also had hanging in my kitchen for a while, but it was an early piece and I didn't like it too much in the end. I'll show a picture here. And beside this issue with how to slot them into each other, they're made from bamboo, and this has some consequences for how the wood is shaped. The bamboo, I guess, because of its round, like it's a relatively small round shape with a hole in the middle, like it's hollow, and so you have always some kind of rounding going on. I don't know if you can see that when I put it like this. This seems to be rounded like this one is kind of rounded like this, and so that has the problem, like if you put many of them together, you also want flat surfaces, because the spring will otherwise be able to move like that, and that makes it less stable. And especially with these clips, it turned out to be an issue. Like like when you have made a bigger structure and then you want to transport it, it easily gets kind of twisted and it just falls apart. And then, as I told you, it's hard to put them together. So it's a bit of a pain to work with those. And that's why I didn't continue working with them. Also found plenty of these ones again online. And but I guess if you want to change the shape of them, and they're wood, so it's pretty easy to change the shape, you can do that, and then it should be possible to make them less round, and at least in the parts where it counts, like for example, yeah, there where you will have the spring touching the lever, so create a more stable structure. Yeah. Also, what I didn't like working with them was that they came with a kind of a dust from the wood. It was kind of dusty and dried up your hands, so it wasn't that pleasant to work with. And I don't know, working with wood dust, very fine ones, probably also not that healthy. But I'm grinding these clips down at the moment to create different shapes, so I shouldn't probably worry too much about a little dust there. And yeah, the next ones, there's these smaller ones which are basically the same. I mean, they're a bit thicker, I guess, than my standard ones. But yeah, you can also buy them pretty cheaply. And I only have these colored ones here, but they obviously, I colored them. They are neutral color and made from probably the same wood as these. These are 7 centimeters long, half centimeter wide, and made from birch wood. I guess the same is true for them. The issue with the small ones is they are, especially in the middle section here, not very consistently worked, so they tend to have the same issue I pointed to with these bamboo clips, that they are just a bit unstable and they don't hold well together because the wood is not level enough. Like the surfaces are, yeah, not always well done, and you could sort out the worst ones, but it seems to me, at least, I haven't really thought too much about it because I haven't worked too much with them yet, but there are many of them that don't have the same quality that you would use, or that they don't have the quality that you need to make stable structures with them. Yeah, and then at the end it's more like a fun, maybe not very serious, but I found those plastic ones, and yeah, one reason why I don't think they worked that well is because they're pretty slippery. That's one big thing with the wooden ones. They have some oh my god, they stick together better. So as you saw earlier, it's came apart, but also you can't stick them together that well, because they are the lever parts, they hold it together like they're made from one piece of plastic. And so yeah, you can make structures from them for sure, but you will have to do them together, most definitely. But yeah, maybe it's fun. I haven't really done it that much, and so maybe even change the structure a bit through melting or so. That could really be fun. But anyway, that's it. That's already quite a amount of talking and showing. So hope you found that valuable. do this mostly for myself because I have had to look up so many things like how is this part here called? And this is actually spring. This is actually yeah, it is.
but is fashioned in
Now
one
I
piece
know
of
more
wood.
about
With the two prongs part of the
spring.
pack chassis with
Obviously
only
not
a
an
small
engineer,
distance
as you
between
can
them.
probably
This form
tell.
of pack creates the
So,
gripping action
yeah.
due to the two prongs being wedged apart and
Let's
thus
see you in the
squeezing
next
to get
video.
here and set the prongs want to return to their initial resting state.